Good evening! It's 3 minutes past 7 o'clock on the 18th of October, rather, of 2021. Welcome to round 10 of F7 here in PSGL PlayStation Divisions. This is Canada. A track that has featured in Formula 1 since the 1970s. Yes, crazy to think that. Here in Montreal, the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve on the Ile Notre Dame, a man-made island in the middle of Montreal. As we see some of the first drivers coming out to the track. Only 14 drivers, a low attendance tonight. We were supposed to have drivers like Ecos and Milan. Unfortunately, they're not able to make it tonight. Ecos could not, Raggy could not update his game in time, which means he is absent, so no Alpine drivers tonight. We do have Van der Broek, who is on a fantastic win streak right now, 2 races in a row. As I get the standings up. Current standings. Lewis is your current championship leader. Then it's Marcel. Lewis on 79, Marcel on 77. Actually, Van der Broek did not finish. Sorry, it was not 2 wins in a row. He had 2 wins, a win in Austria and a win in Portugal. A win in China, and Lewis got the win in Portugal. Let's see if there's any penalties to talk about. Fruitful's on 63, so a win and the fastest lap with Lewis and Marcel getting blanks would mean Fruitful will take the championship lead. Let's see. Verheyen got a qualifying ban, and he's not here anyway, so he'll have to serve it the next time he competes. And he also has a 10-second penalty to also serve on his next event. That was for a crash between him and Marcel. Of course, it was that crazy first instance which knocked Joel out of the race. As I really need to get my game on here. I've not set up all the tyres. Van der Broek has invalidated. Janssen on medium tyres. Interesting choice. Who has crossed the line? Doesn't look like anyone has. Morty's backed off his lap. Steph in the Ferrari. Coming down the casino straight. Steph, I do believe, is a reserve and will be replacing Verheyen. Zach's not here either. And Steph will set the benchmark at 109.023. I do believe Jarno is next to cross the line. There's a crash in Sector 3 by the looks of it. Actually, no, it's Alex Lamorte setting another lap. And away he goes. Francie Fro has been doing very well lately. A 109.914 puts him and then he spins around. Marcel goes top for sub 109, so it is a Ferrari engine 1-2, Alfa Romeo and a Ferrari. As we do believe we had Ishida coming in third. Ishida, of course, that is the Honda Tribute Red Bull livery. Just looks so gorgeous, doesn't it? They need to keep it in the game permanently, in my opinion, as an alternate layout. Same they should do with the McLaren livery they had in Monaco, as Lewis goes fastest with a 108.908. Next across the line it should be not Fruitful, it would be Alex Lamorte. On medium tyres he goes 7th. Next will be Spaghetti Chips. Coming to the inside of the pit wall, and he goes 5th. Next should be, what on earth just happened there? Fruitful, and he's a bit shaky around the chicane, bumps the wall of champions, and he crosses the line in 6th. Should give you a tour of this track, to be fair, as Harmon goes 4th. Kev doing a lap right now. Actually, no, he is disallowed his own lap, so that will be the end of him. We're going to go on board with Janssen here and see if we can get a lap done. There is a spin of Fruitful there. Don't know what's happened, but we're going to get a lap with Janssen coming out of the final chicane, the Wall of Champions, crossing the line and into the Virage Senna, where they had that infamous crash. Oh boy, Janssen getting a bit distracted by Stefano there. He comes out of Alien Hairpin, and then it's a fast swooping turn 3 and 4. Got to be very careful, got to be very precise, or you might invalidate your lap altogether or crash into the wall. Then it's turn 6 and 7. Another swooping left-right, a bit slower obviously. Oh, a bit shaky out of the 7th turn there. DRS full blast now, down to turns 8 and 9. It's another swooping chicane. Yeah, it's getting a bit repetitive now. 3 chicanes in a row, save for 1 turn in between 3, 4 and 6 and 7. Marcel gets the fastest time on 3 lap Old Selfs as we come into Le Pingle, the tightest corner on the track, before coming down the Casino Straight. Yes, there are 4, I repeat, 4 chicanes in this track, and this one's probably the toughest of them all. You make one wrong move, that's your lap over, or you could crash into the wall. Janssen does neither, and he will cross the line with the 8th fastest time of the session. Well, not off the session, but off the board. As Old Wine coming down to Le Pingle. It's in French because, of course, Quebec speaks French. The Quebec province of Montreal. The Quebec province of Canada, not Montreal. Of course, this country, well, this region voted for independence from Canada in 1995. It was very close. I believe it was... Let me see. As Old Wine goes 10th. Kev starting a lap now. So 10 minutes to go. Welcome to F7. Remember, F1 is on at 8 o'clock. F2 is on right now. F3 as well as F4. And Kev has just cut turn 4. And he's lost it in turn 7. So it gets worse for Kev. He's yet to set a legitimate lap time. As we see Lewis about to go on another flyer, our championship leader in a battle with Marcel. It's getting very exciting. He's set fastest sector 1. Oh yes, of course. Vandenberg did finish first in... No, he didn't finish first. He was overtaken by Lewis. But yes, Lewis did win outright. So I do apologise for that. It's been a long week, guys. Please forgive me. Oh yeah, Fruitful got a 20-second time penalty last week, but that was removed. Steph has gone fast. This was 108.691 on reserve, doing very well. But could Lewis blow that time out of the water? He's coming to the line now. Yes, he does. 108.617. On top of the sheets he goes, but Vandenberg yet to set a lap. Going into Le Pingle. Oh, look how much he's turning that steering wheel. It's like twisting your arms. It's a horrendous sensation. This is a massive convoy in front of him. Marcel starting his final lap, and he's invalidated again! This is not looking good for Vandenberg. He'll have to go again, and he would have been 6th anyway, but it will not count, of course. He cut the course. Marcel wants that fastest lap back. There's a yellow flag. It's X3. I don't know what's happened, but we'll keep on board with Marcel. Oh, nearly invalidates at turn 9. Down to Lepingo now. I'm surprised this is not considered one massive turn, but okay. It's fastest sector 2. As they head down to the Casino Straight. Turn 12. How is this even a turn? The run out to Lepingo is not a turn, but this one is. Oh, nearly grazes the wall. But has he done enough? You bet your bottom dollar he has done that right with 108.518. You bet your bottom Canadian dollar he can set the fastest time. He is back where he rightly belongs in his view. As we see Kev trying it again. Vandenberg in the pits. He's yet to set a lap. Alex Lamorte's still out there. Old Wine just letting Alex through. Oh dear, that's not how you should take turn 9, Alex. That is his front wing gone, and that is a yellow flag situation. In real life, that would be a red flag. Okay, maybe not, but still. That looks like a Formula Ford car now. Because they don't have wings, get it? Janssen on a lap. Kev still on a lap as he heads down to the tightest corner on the track, turn 10. Needs to beat 108.518, 109.898, 109.91. Yeah, 109.898 will get him into the top 10. How has he done? He's done it nicely. A bit shaky out of the wall of champions. And he goes 8th. Janssen heading down to Lepingo himself. And he is much slower than last time. I think this is a dud lap from him. Francie Fro now on a lap. 5 minutes to go in a session. As Old Wine just grazing the grass there. Heading down to turn 10. Oh, you can see, look, his tyre's barely moving. It's nearly a lock-up. Don't want to lock up here, of course. 4.5 minutes to go in the session. Old Wine heading towards the final chicane. Oh, it takes it a little slow. He lifts his foot off the throttle, and that might not have done him any favours. He goes 10th, but he could have been faster, I think. Who else is on that? Francie Fro. Joe just passing Kev there. Heading to the chicane himself. Nicely done. What will the time be this occasion? 8th fastest. But Marcel still firmly at top. But Steph, our reserve, has been fantastic this session. He's slower in the first sector though, so you'll have to pick up the pace. Just remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and follow us on Twitter at the handle at PremierSimGL as Steph comes sliding out of turn number 9. And then into Lepingo. Oh, we have a website too, but no, social media is way better. Please. Social media is where we get most of our popularity, let's say. Oh, and also if you want to compete in the next season of PSGL, just wait for some further information to come. Season 30 next season, crazy to think. Steph coming out to the final corner now. Can he set the benchmark even higher? No, he's not. He's 4 tenths slower than he was last time. And he will have to try again. I think he might have time to do one more lap. I'm not too sure. Marcel is starting his lap meanwhile. And he's got Francie Fro behind him, although he has already set a lap. I do believe Ishida is coming to the final corner in the white Red Bull. He is not improved. I think there's just a dummy lap there. Harman starting his final lap as we now see Lewis and Jarno Lion about to start their possible final lap, or laps. You want to be careful out of the chicane. If you make a mistake out of that chicane, you are not going to get to set another lap. Harman coming through turn number 7. Oh, and he goes to the inside. Must have had a bad exit out there. Vandenbrugh. And Marcel goes fastest! Marcel goes fastest, and Vandenbrugh still hasn't set a lap. He needs to now, though. This will be his last chance. Who is coming to the line now? I do believe it will be Fruitful, who is invalidated, so he will have to go again. He cannot pit. He will have no time to. Oh, Francie Fro is out. Francie Fro. Francie Fro's just done the pit lane. Okay. Harman coming to the line. How has he done? 7th. Jarno Lion coming to the line. 50 seconds left. Jarno Lion cuts the car. Oh dear, that will be the end of that. He will not be any higher than 5th. He's got to be careful because Lewis, actually no, he's invalidated, so he won't. Oh no! Oh my goodness, Jarno Lion has done it again! He did it in Spa, he retired on the track, and Vandenberg's also been impeded, but it hasn't stopped him getting 5th, but Lewis will not be able to progress any further. And Jarno Lion did this exact same thing in Spa, I tell you, and he got away with it. He did it to Wrench in Spa, and got away with it. I don't think he should get away with it this time, that is definitely getting reported. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot retire on track as Fruitful goes fast second with a 108.579. But Lewis will be furious. He felt he was robbed of a final chance of snatching pole position from Marcel, his sworn title rival. And this makes an oh dear, as Marcel has a horrible accident and Old Wine has also crashed. Janssen about to finish his lap. Oh, big crash for Old Wine. So I do believe... Actually, no, Spaghetti Chips is still on a lap here. Is Vandenberg as well? Yeah, he's way too slow. But Spaghetti Chips is actually set the fastest second sector, but my goodness me. You shouldn't be retiring on track, Jarno. I'm sorry. It is against the rules. It's in the PSGL book. Oh boy, Spaghetti Chips nearly validates. How is his time though? He crosses the line and goes top 10, so he will have to start on the soft tyre. And the bottom 4 get to choose. Likely medium tyres. That's it, Marcel on pole, but he will feel very lucky indeed. Lewis robbed of a final chance by Jarno Lion. Well, I'm not surprised if we see a qualifying ban for Jarno Lion. But there we go, there is your results. Marcel and Fruitful will be your front row. Lewis will be on the second row despite that horrible crash. after the Wall of Champions. Steph in 4th, a good result for him. Vandenberg and Jarno in 6th. Schieder and Harmon 4th row. Kevin Spaghetti 5th row. Fancy for Old Wine 6th row. And the bottom row, Janssen Alex Lamarte. Hopefully he doesn't have any glitches this time. Yeah, that's... Actually, I've just been told he didn't retire on track. It just didn't ghost him. So, to be fair, I'm not sure if that is the case. I saw him retired. I think I might have saw him retire before Lewis crashed into him. I'm not sure. I don't know why it didn't ghost him though. But in my opinion, he could have. I think, you know, Young Line could have got out of the way possibly if he had the time to. He was on the racing line. As we do see, it is raining, so the tyre strategies are out of the window. They'll all be starting on the intermediate tyres because of the laver. Everyone on intermediates, of course. So I don't think we need the timing graphics. Of course, they're all on intermediates. We'll put the penalties on, why not? So a little bit of insider information, well, sorta. This track is 4.361 kilometers long, as the lettering's come off of the letterboard I have here. 361 kilometers, 35 laps, 14 turns, 6 to the left and 8 to the right. And I'm not going to mention the tyre strategy because it's raining. But I think it's going to be a one stop for intermediates. Unless the weather changes. And Fruitful, what are you doing? That is one of the worst warm-up lap performances I've ever seen. Lucky it's ghosted on the lap, so he doesn't get any damage. Welcome to everyone just joining us for F7. If you missed qualifying, Lewis got crashed by Jarno Lion in horrendous luck. I just don't know how it happened. As the grid starts to form, we are ready to get racing. No one in chat. What happened, guys? So here we go. We are ready for the off. Five red lights, and away they go. Fruitful immediately going for Marcel at the first corner, and he late braking, and Fruitful has made a mistake at the first corner, and he's going to get swamped by Lewis, who's on his outside, and Steph is on the inside, but Steph loses grip and cannot make a move, so Fruitful keeps the second position for now, but Marcel way ahead as they come into turns 3 and 4. Doesn't look like there's much argy-bargy going on there. Well, there is, but, you know, crashes and all that. As they come into turn number 6, we're looking at the back view of Fruitful. Francie Froh losing a position to Janssen. And looks like one of the McLarens is trying to overtake Jarno Lion. They head down into turns 8 and 9. Doesn't look like to be much change, and I thought there was a spin there, but the two McLarens now going to battle. And Kev, a ominous spectator, the not so innocent bystander. He's going to make a move on Harmon. Harmon's made a bit of a mistake around left angle, but he keeps it for now. Old Wine has fallen to last place while he is tangled in a battle, but there's a lot of action going up here. Stefan Fruitful getting involved, and not a good move from Fruitful out of the final corner, and Steph is going to get a chance to pass him for a podium spot. Coming through the island hairpin now. Still side by side, but it looks like... Oh dear! Vandenberg nearly loses it while trying to go side by side with Steph. But Steph, meaning he keeps his fourth position for now. But now Vandenberg's got up close to Steph. Steph's lost a bit of ground. A lot of time left to go though, 35 laps, but they go past like rapid fire. There's not much spray, so there's nothing impeding the drivers, but it is still wet surface, hence, of course, the intermediate tyres. Now, Vandenberg up and close to Steph again. DRS will be disabled due to the conditions. Oh, Steph getting a slide out, and so is Vandenberg. Oh boy, that is pure skill, keeping a hold of the car there. It's very tough, even in these conditions. Ah, Vandenberg's had a bad exit. Ishida is going to strike while the iron's hot. Side by side, the two Red Bull sister cars go into the Virage Senna. And Ishida now into fifth, and Vandenberg might lose another position here to Jarno Lion on the outside. But it looks like he can keep it for now, and the spaghetti chips has went off the road. And he's going to lose the position to Francie Fro. My goodness me, he nearly got overtaken, and look at this. Janssen getting very impatient and wants to make a move, but he can't make the move in time. See on view of Fruitful's car, the top three very spread out, 1.4 for first to second. Fruitful is 2 seconds behind Lewis. Look at this, the two title rivals. At this rate, Marcel will lead the championship by 2 points. The gap previously was 2 points in favour of Lewis. It's going to be 2 points in favour of Marcel, as Janssen is falling down the order right now. He needs to get those positions back ASAP. Alex Lamorte battling with Old Wine coming out of Valley Bingo, and it looks like that Alex Lamorte's put himself up to 11th. And also getting involved there is Janssen. Old Wine wants the position back though. He ain't holding back. He wants to move. But he's not going to make it. Jarno Lion right on the edge of attacking Harmon. But he can't make a move. He doesn't want to make a move. You see, look how tough it is trying to keep the car in control. You can see all the camera shaking about. And Kev has had an incident, and he's spun around at, I believe that was the last corner. It's just not going well for the Aston Martin driver. Oh dear! And that is Jarno Lion. Jarno Lion out of the race. It just ends his day of misery. And that will bring out the safety car. So 13 drivers remain. And the drivers will now rendezvous behind the safety car. Once that happens, we'll get underway once again. We'll let them clear the debris. But yeah, that just wasn't to be his day. Lewis up to second, and that safety car, he gets the chance to do a bit of tangoing with Marcel once the safety car is over. Remember F2 on right now with Jess in the commentary box. And F3 also on with a replacement commentator of, I believe it was Dudley. Yes, Dudley is doing the commentary for F3. Janssen and Kev have 3 seconds of penalties. Some drivers have decided to pit. Kev? Softs? Are you sure? Are you Sebastian Vettel in disguise? Huh? Well, this has got interesting. He thinks it's good enough to go on softs. Let's see if he is giving me the correct answer for $100. Oh boy. Yep, he's sliding around. I mean, he's going to have a lot of grip, but actually, it's not too bad. I think it has actually stopped raining. Marcel's come into the pit. I think it's actually time to put on the softs. Yeah, it is actually dry. I have mistaken. Marcel on mediums, Francie Fro on softs, Alice Lamorte on softs, Steph on softs, Fruitful on softs, and Ishida on softs. So it looks like it is dry now. Well, I've been proven wrong. Janssen's still on the intermediates and locking up a lot, I have to say. Oh, and he's side by side with Alex. Who gets position? Why are you battling during the safety car? Oh dear. So Lewis is in the lead, but on intermediates. He's just got to hope that Kev doesn't come to close proximity. If he does, then this will be bad news for Lewis, because he won't get a free pit stop. Because look, the pack is starting to build up. Marcel doing the 100 IQ, 1000 IQ move of pitting before Lewis. Lewis has been caught off guard. I think he's going to have to pit soon. It's starting to, yeah, it really is starting to dry out. I think we might be looking at a pit stop here. No, he's staying out. They have to stay out by the looks of it. Marcel feels very comfortable. So does Fruitful. Oh, they all do. Janssen staying out though. As Kev tries to catch up. This will probably be the lap where the safety car comes in. Oh jeez, there was a horrible crash in F3 which eliminated Schumacher and Joey, and a couple of drivers got penalties. Kilcree, Izzat, and I do believe Jesper Barneveld. So that's not lucky, is it? 128 people watching F2. Remember, you can watch F2 and this race, of course, watch them in different windows. It is entirely doable. I've watched 4 streams at a time once, PSGL, because I'm not committed to it. But safety car coming in this lap, and these 5 guys who have stayed out on the inters, oh boy, they've got a big ask. And Lewis is going to be the one that leads them away. Are they going to get swamped by the others behind them? Let's find out. He's going. Lewis has put his finger on the trigger, as I would say, and here come the soft and medium tyre runners. And Marcel is getting to work immediately. Old Wine, oh my word, he is absolutely struggling. Spaghetti Chips immediately swamped. And next will be Harmon. It's just going to be easy pickings for Marcel and the crew in behind him. Oh my goodness me, Fruitful taking advantage of Marcel struggling, trying to get past, and there's a car off. Lewis has spun! Lewis has spun! The championship leader has spun! He is absolutely struggling! He has to pit! He's made a huge mistake! Fruitful's in the lead! Vandenberg, who is on intermediate trials, is absolutely struggling. He's conceding another position to Steph, and Ashida and Francie Fro getting impatient. Kev's went off the road, and now Francie Fro coming through. Ashida has went through. Francie Fro yet to come through. I'm sorry about that. And he's going to make the move. He's going to dive bomb into the inside at Lapingo. Allwine absolutely struggling behind him. It is absolute chaos here in F7 as the intermediate tyre runners refusing to pit have made a massive mistake. They should have come in during the safety car. They have been conned by the other drivers who have just got in front of them. Vandenberg doing well to hold on though. But these drivers are staying out. Do they think it's going to rain? My goodness, it is starting to rain again. So, have they actually made a mistake, the soft and medium tyre runners? I don't know. Confusion and controversy here in Montreal. Half the drivers are on inters, half the drivers are on slicks. Meanwhile, at top three, Fruitful in the lead of head of Marcel and Steph. It's starting to rain again, which is unusual. And Lewis has overtaken Janssen as they head through to the chicane for the 9th time this race, excluding the formation lap. And look at this, Marcel going to make a move on Fruitful going on the outside, but Fruitful shuts the door. Steph set the fastest lap. DRS enabled, so that's good news if you're a Marcel or Steph. It's still raining. So are the intermediate runners... I think I know what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to hold out and hope there's going to be more rain. Look at it, it's starting to fall at a faster pace. So it stopped raining, it was raining, and it stopped raining, and it starts to rain again. What is this game? What is Canadian weather? I mean, yeah, it's October, but come on. Marcel having a peek with Fruitful. Ashida's joined in the fun. Ashida on the soft tyres, so you have the grip advantage. Meanwhile, the intermediate drivers are absolutely falling behind. Oh, Fruitful's being passed by Marcel! Marcel in the lead once again. Oh, and Fruitful's went into the pits. Is he going to pit again? What's it going to be? It's going to be for inters. They've realised the inters are too bad for this weather. Are too good for this. Now, I should get the lap data up, I think. Oh, it's still struggling again. So, the tables have turned once again. Kev's into the pits. So, Fruitful will come out ahead of Ashida. DRS disabled, so we only had one lap of DRS. And Vandenberg's got a penalty. So this is actually played in Fruitful's favour. This chain of events, of course, they didn't pit during the safety car. And of course, these drivers lost time during the safety car. Vandenberg, of course. And this is not good for Marcel, because he will have to pit. It started to rain again. I cannot believe this. And he's sped in the pit lane. That's what happens when you try to slow down in the wet. It's really difficult. So he gets a 5-second penalty, and he will switch to inters. That was some chain of events. Alex Lamorte coming in too. He doesn't invalidate, however. So Fruitful will lead this race. Where will Marcel come out? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. No! Marcel stays in the leads! My goodness me! I am totally mistaken. Fruitful cannot believe that Marcel has stayed in front. What is this race? Remember, Marcel does have a 5-second penalty. I'm not sure he'll be allowed to serve it, because, of course, he could take these to the end of the race. Oh, Fruitful struggling. Even in this weather, it's really difficult. So, this has not been good for Van der Brugge and Spaghetti Chips. And Harman and Old Wine, they thought they would stay out, but no, it's actually cost them. So, great moves from Marcel, Fruitful, Ishida. These boys caught napping. They thought it was a good idea to stay out the whole way, but they lost too much time in the dry stint. You know, see random, did he desync? Probably, Matthew. He probably must have had some desync. As we look at Steph coming close to Ishida. But look at this, Ishida right on the back of Fruitful. This could be a fruitful battle, as people would say. Haha. Both get through turn number 9. Coming down to turn 10, a Spaghetti Chips gets a penalty. But look at this, Steph coming out of nowhere, going for a move on Ishida. Inside at Lapingo and takes the 3rd position from him. But is Ishida going to strike back? Yes, he is. And he's going to take the position back, but Steph is not giving up. He's going to try and gain as much more speed as he can, coming down to this dangerous chicane. Side by side, into the chicane they go. No one backing out. Who's going to edge him out? Oh my goodness me. Steph somehow keeps it on track, but loses position to Ishida. He's not finished though. He's going to go for the move. No, he backs out. He backs out at the last second. Oh, and he gives Ishida a bump there. But this is not helping either of them. Francie Fro's licking his lips and he wants in the action. Meanwhile, Harman and Old Wine is pit. He must have damage, I believe. He's spitting for a new set of intermediate tyres as we see Alex Lamorte right behind Janssen. Oh boy, they're struggling in this weather. Meanwhile, Steph still winding Ishida down. And Ishida cuts the course. That ain't going to do him any favours. He already has a 3-second penalty. As Marcel is gaining a lot of time. But look at this, Harman going for Van der Brugge at Lapingo and takes 7th place. But is Van der Brugge going to get a switch back? Yes, he is. But no, Harman's not having any of it. And he's going to edge him out in 7th place. My goodness me. A switchback zone that is. But Van der Brugge wants that position back. And he might not hold back at all. What's their speed going to be like coming out of the turn? Oh, goodness me. Van der Brugge nearly slides out of control. But Lewis makes a move up into 11th. The resurgence is beginning. Can he get any further though? Next will be Alex Lamorte, who's half a second behind. And Ishida loses 3rd place. Now I'm not sure what happened there. But whatever it is, he is down in 4th now. The lone white Red Bull now being chased by Francie Fro. Vandenberg still hunting down Harmon. He wants that 7th place back. Meanwhile, Lewis getting close to Alex Lamorte. Oh, Alex Lamorte hits the wall. Not going to do any favours. Lewis coming onto the inside. He's going to try and make the move into turn number 8. And Alex Lamorte not giving him any inches. And he's actually had to go off and concede the position. Lewis now into the top 10. And he's going to go even further. 4 seconds up the road will be Kev. And Janssen now down to 13th. As Ashita gets another 3-second penalty for cutting the corners 3 times. But look at this gap. Marcel is absolutely flying in this Weber. It's 4.5 seconds. He has almost recouped his losses. Oldwine getting a penalty again, and he's went into the pits. And oh, actually no, Janssen's went into the pits, and he's given up. He's had enough. The question is, will these tyres go to the end? Place your bets, please. Gap between the top two, 5 seconds. That's a pretty nice view of Vandenberg. See the halo obstructing his middle view. No tunnel vision there. No one within a second of each other, which pretty much dumbs down the action in this race, which is a shame. We're halfway there, as Bon Jovi would say. There's your penalties. Francie Fro's gained 6 positions, but Lewis has lost 7. Just not been his night. But it may help Marcel Gruzny a ton. Kev has made 3 stops. The top 5 have made 2 stops. 6th through 8th, no stops. The rain continues to fall down like mad here in Montreal. It's just not going to stop, is it? I blame Michael Fish. "12 drivers remain. 10 will score, 2 will not." As we see Lewis getting closer and closer to Kev. The Scotsman trying to get closer. Oh, jeez. The Scotsman, the sliding Scotsman, I should say. Why have I still got this on here? And he's going for the move. It's Lewis coming out of the chicane to the first corner. And he's got it. Meanwhile, as that's happening, Harmon and Vandenberg have pit. Spaghetti Chip's now the only driver not to pit. Vandenberg will join in plumb last. Meanwhile, Harmon joins ahead of Old Wine. Steph is now 7 tenths within Fruitful. As the rain continues to batter it down. It's just getting worse now. I think at this stage we might go into up to the wets. That bad. Oh, Fruitful's made a mistake at turn 1. This is a golden opportunity for Steph to make the movie side by side with Fruitful as they head and to get rid of that camera angle. Why are you getting rid of this camera angle? This is a brilliant battle. And Steph makes the move into second place. Come on, Codemasters, do better. As Spaghetti Chips is finally pit. And he's going to come out ahead of Alex Lamorte. We do apologise for that, of course. There are no camera views of that battle between Steph and Fruitful. I wish they could just show the full thing, darn it. Harmon now up next to Alex Lamorte. But it just doesn't seem like he can make a move just yet. And if the grip getting worse and worse, chances are becoming slimmer and slimmer as the laps go by. Do I show the on-board view camera too much? If I do apologise. I'll show more of the field of view. The TV cameras placed around the entire track. Now coming through the casino, as Ashida believes that it's too wet, they're going to go on the wet tyres. Okay, this is very interesting from the wet tyre runners. Let's see if it helps or hinders them. We'll have to find out as they come out of the pits now. Harmon gets a 3-second penalty. Spaghetti Chips staying out on intermediates. As, oh goodness me, Harmon and Alex Lamorte battling for 7th place. Sorry, I missed that there. And Harmon into 7th he goes. But my goodness me, it's getting very, very wet here. I'm starting to think, should we just pull a Canada 2011? I mean, that was one of the best races ever. Button was down in the dumps and he still won the race. With 6 pit stops. Yes, you heard me right, 6 pit stops. Kind of like the average Joe's winning the dodgeball competition. The average Joe's. Lamorte, can he get any closer to Harmon this time? Now, who's going to pit? Fruitful taking a gamble, thinking he's going to go on the wet tyres. The last lap Steph did was a 1:22.29. Let's see how Fruitful's doing. Okay, he's just a little bit slower. So, with the deteriorating conditions, this is actually going to help the wet tyres in the long run. Because look at it, it's just horrendous. I mean, if I were the judge, I'd stop play. I think, come on guys, someone's gonna get hurt. But of course, this is a video game, we don't do that here. Lots of standing water everywhere. Perfect weather for the flowers and the ducks. Might as well have a rubber duck race. Who would want to see that in PSGL? Maybe for a charity thing, Sport Reliefs next year, we could do something for that. You heard it here first, Jess. Oh, jeez, what happened there? Is Alex Lamorte starting to struggle? Yes, he is! He nearly lost it out of turn number 9. The gap is starting to fall between 2nd and 3rd. I do have the lap data on, just so we can check all the lap times. The last lap Steph did was a 1:22.9. Fruitful coming across the line now, it's a 1:21.4. They are much faster now. Unless there's just the odd mistake from Steph, it's looking good for Fruitful. I think Marcel has to pit before it's too late. It's going to be very interesting to see when he is actually going to pit, but if he doesn't pit soon, it may spell disaster for him. The lead between him and Fruitful is 23 seconds. I think if he does a pit stop now, and Old Wine has retired from the session in the pit lane, that's the end of his race. Oh my goodness, you can hear all the standing water splashing about. Look at it! Look at it! It's just horrible! But Marcel has not heard my cry. Oh, of course he can't, but you know what I mean. The gap now 22 seconds. The gap between him and Steph is 9.3 seconds. Meanwhile, Van der Broek chasing down Alex Lamorte. Are these inters just too weak now? Now we're going to see what the two McLarens here, Spaghetti and Harmon, do as they head down past the casino. There's a better casino which has poker called the Playground Poker Club, which is just out of town. It's hosted a lot of premier poker events. Please play responsibly. I certainly do. You should too. Meanwhile, Lewis has got past Van der Broek on those wet tyres. Oh, don't tell me he's going to pull a Jensen Button. That would be fantastic. Hey, you never know. Stranger things have happened. Pierre Gasly. Fruitful is still in the charge though, and these will last to the end of the race. Doesn't seem like it is lightening up at all as Francifro gets another penalty. But I know what Marcel's thinking. He doesn't want to pit because he also has that 5-second time penalty. He will have to serve at his next pit stop. Steph's still staying out. This is the Ferrari master plan. Possibly. The gap now 19 seconds. This is a crossover point, I have to say. The time he did, a 1:23.7, Fruitful is 2.5 seconds faster than Steph on lap 23. It's becoming very intriguing, this race. It's just seeing who is faster on which compound. And by my calculations, it's definitely the wet tyre by a country mile. But can the Inter's runners hold on? That is the question. I'm keeping it on leader for now so we can see the gap between the wet tyres and the leader, which is 17.6, which is less than a pit stop. Harmon just struggling. He's got Lewis hounding him all across every corner of this track, and he's going to try and make the move. He was thinking about it, but he didn't make it. He didn't want to get hurt. Didn't want to hurt his car either. But surely I'll make a move here. Oh boy. Side by side they go. And they're still side by side, but Lewis edges Harmon out and takes 7th place. He's starting to really show his true skill in the wet. This is not good news for Marcel. The race turning on its head again as Alex Lamorte, currently in 9th, is getting chased down by Kev and Van der Broek, who is on the intermediates. Now, will Kev make a move on Alex Lamorte? That's the question. Should be a matter of time before the inevitable occurs. Oh, and Alex hits the wall, and again loses the position. Kevin to 9th now. And Alex might lose another position. Does he have damage? Doesn't look like it, but maybe on the side pods he could have some damage. It's hard to see side pod damage in this game. As Van der Broek had a little slide around town. He's got to be careful not to cut the corners though. These tyres are screaming for grip right now. It's just absolutely insane. Janssen, yeah, he has in the time, the pits. Oh, goodness me! Van der Broek nearly hits Alex Lamorte into turn number 7, and Alex Lamorte's in the wall! Alex Lamorte was in the wall for a brief second. He's lost his end plate, and he will have to pit. Meanwhile, Fruitful is now 3 seconds behind Steph. It looks like they must be starting to run out of steam. Actually, It started to get lighter, the rain. So has Marcel done his mathematics correctly? He needs to show it's working though. A lot of laps to go as Lewis has passed Spaghetti Chips for 6th. As the leader's now heading to Lepingle, Marcel on the Casino Straight now. This is where the old start-finish line was. Used to be a couple curves here. That is no longer there. It's now this chicane. And this is actually looking good for Marcel. He's starting to be very fast. A 1:22.2. Steph coming out the final corner now. Vandenberg in another penalty. It's just not been his day. Steph doing a 1:22.2. That is important. A 1:21.8. So the wet tires are still faster by some bit. But of course, the conditions starting to improve now. But is it good enough for Marcel? Gonna turn the interval back on. Big mixture of inters and wets here though, but which one's going to hold out? Two seconds the gap between Steph and Fruitful. The gap now 1.7, 1.6. They're now starting to stabilize. Marcel doing a 1:21.5. That's very good. How's Steph doing? Oh, Fruitful's in the pits. Fruitful thinks it's good enough to go to the inters. This is very interesting. Fruitful has backed off, and so is Francie-Fro. Now, what's Lewis going to do here? This is crucial. Oh, Lewis is going in too. So it is backfired for the wet tire runners, and Marcel has he is. I have no words. I have no words. This has just been some crazy race of pit stops galore. Look at it. 4 stops for Fruitful. 5 stops for Kev. He's just made a pit stop. 1 stop for Spaghetti Chips. He has done very well to stay out. As you can see, Ishida is not coming to the pits. So a lot of tyre changes this race. We went from inters to dry to inters to wet to inters. And Marcel's perseverance has paid off. He has an 11-second lead over Steph. And he's now about to have a 24-second lead over Fruitful. So it is all worked out in Marcel's favour. So with that penalty he has, he looks like he's on course to win this race and take the championship lead by 12 points, I think. Yeah, 12 points. That is actually ridiculous. Steph's done very well to get in second place though. He's done really nicely. No battles to report off as we see Marcel racing into the distance. Just been fantastic today. Fruitful coming down the straight now. The gap is in fact between him and Marcel 29 seconds. Massive numbers. They're all very spread out, these drivers. In fact, he's actually closer. I think he's closer to Alex Lamorte, who's a lap down, who's nearly a lap down. Closer to Alex Lamorte than he is to Steph. Just shows the incredible pace of this gentleman. I'm just going to let you watch this because I've got no words, honestly. Honestly, Steph's doing well at the fastest lap here. So was it a mistake to go on the wets to begin with? The answer to that question is yes. By the way, F1 just about to come on. Can anyone stop Eust? It does not look like it, but tune in to find out anyways. Eust top of the qualifying right now. The gap now 11 seconds. Z2 Spaghetti Chips is out! And that's a bad crash! And it's a safety car! Oh my goodness me! It's a safety car, and well, what does this mean? They're not pitting. The top two have not pit. I don't know what's going to happen now. What's Fruitful going to do? Well, he's obviously going to stay out. There's no point pitting. It's still raining, as you can obviously see. Shida also not pitting. Harmon though, will he? Yes he will, why not? Vandenberg as well, maybe. They're all in the top 10 now, they might as well pit. Have they anything to lose? Only a couple of points. Well, Vandenberg choosing to stay out. New enters for Harmon. At least he has not done what his real life counterpart Lando Norris has. And just stay on softs. Well, he wasn't on soft to begin with, but you know. But Fruitful's going to get there quick. Fruitful is going to gain a lot of time. Everyone's going to be bunched up now. Is Yarno racing? Well, he was. In a way. Oh, and congratulations to Gil. Oh, Marcel's pit! Marcel's pit! He's taking a risk. Is it going to work though? Steph has stayed out. Remember, Marcel has to serve that penalty. Where is he going to come out? Well, he's not going to be coming out in front of Fruitful, that's for sure. Or Ishida. Has he just thrown away the win by doing that? He's taking a gamble. My goodness me, he's going to come out behind Francie Fro. I did not see that, but as I was about to say, Steph is going to lead the field with 2 laps to go. I think the safety car will be coming in on this lap. Yes, do believe Yeah, Gil won the race. Well done to Gil, our former F1 champion in season 26. He won F2 today. Hopefully we see him back in F1 in season 30. He was a fantastic champion. He won it at the last moment against Matthijs van Erven. Gil, I believe, Guillaume, I cannot remember his last name, sorry. Gil from France, of course, one of my favourite drivers. Safety car in this lap, so for the drivers 6 and below, it's too late. They're not going to gain any position, or actually they might. Is Vandenberg going to get there in time? I think he might, because they're going to be back in the pack up, Steph is, and it's got a lot of work to do. With 22 lap old tyres, my goodness me. Vandenberg's going to join in the pack just in time. I think they're all just going to join in just in time. Here comes Lewis. He has a lot of work to do. This is his last chance saloon. And looks like Steph's gone. Steph is gone. He's going for it immediately. Steph moving as fast as he can away from Fruitful as Ashida comes close to Fruitful. This is the final 2 laps of the race. It's all or nothing for these drivers, and Marcel needs to get to work. Vandenberg on 16 lap old inters. He has a big ask as the rain still coming down. But look at this, Ashida right behind Fruitful. All these drivers guaranteed points, but how many points are these drivers going to score? Lewis right behind Vandenberg, who is on worn inters. Who has got the better pace? By the looks of it, it's Lewis. Lewis trying to remain patient and try and make a move on Lewis. Oh, Vandenberg's gone! Vandenberg is gone. He's spun around and down to 8th. He'll be down to 9th soon. Vandenberg tried to stay out, but it did not work. Lewis, no! He's right in front behind Marcel. This is the championship battle. Can he get close enough to Marcel? Marcel being held up by Francifro there. But now they're about to come to blows if Lewis can get close enough, and Lewis needs this badly. Lewis, at this rate, is by getting this close to Marcel, is only lost 1 point. 1 point will be the gap should this be the result. He will still have the championship lead by 1 point. Marcel right behind Francifro. This is the final lap. Steph has somehow held on. Is he about to win as a reserve in F7? He's done very well to hold on with 23 lap old tyres. Make it 24 when he crosses the line. How is Lewis doing? He's falling back a bit, but he doesn't really need to pass. Actually, hold on. He does. He has 3 seconds of penalties. I completely forgot about the penalties. Let's turn the penalties on. Why is Vandenberg going to softs? Absolutely no reason. These drivers here have 6 seconds of penalties. Can Steph hold on? Fruitful coming up close. But so is Ashida. But I think Steph might have done enough. Marcel has no penalties. Lewis has 3 seconds. But I think he'll be fine, considering that Lewis and Harmon also have penalties. Not Lewis and Harmon, Harmon and Kev. But meanwhile, can Fruitful get any close to Steph? Steph looks like he's about to hold on. Ashida gets a penalty. Steph has hold on, and he will win in Canada. Fruitful second. Ashida will not be getting third. Marcel gets third. Lewis gets fourth despite all that happened. Francifro will get 5th, Harmon 6th, Ashida 7th, Kev 8th, Alex Lamorte 9th, and Vandenberg finishing on soft tyres. That's actually not bad for soft tyres. He will finish in 10th and get 1 point. So the lead is now cut to 1 point. 1 point. Oh God. You're paying for that. Well, that was some ending. Steph wins as a reserve. And Marcel will not be happy. He could have taken the championship lead, but instead will have to settle for third. And the gap's now just 1 point between him and Lewis. Lewis has a lead of 1 point. I do believe he actually got the fastest lap as well. So Steph getting the full docket of 17 points. Let me just check. I'm flipping losing my voice here. There's your result. It's a all Dutch 1-2, Stefan Fruitful. Then Marcel, Lewis 3rd and 4th. 4th and 6th, Francis Van Harmon. 7th and 8th, Sheeter and Kevin. Alison Martins, Vandenberg 9th and 10th. 7th and 12th is Spaghetti and O'Wine. 13th and 14th, Janssen and Yarline. Fast lap goes to Steph. He gets the maximum allotted. But my goodness me, Marcel, what could it have been? Could have had this race in the bag if it wasn't for that late safety car. A reserve has rumbled the field tonight. Next week we're taking a break, so the week after, in the 1st of November, Pinch Punch 1st of the month, will be Japan. I have to get going now, unfortunately, but thank you all for watching this insane race here at the Montreal circuit in the island of Ile Notre Dame. I will see you in 2 weeks for PSGL round 11 of F7. The lead now only 1 point for Lewis, provisionally. Lewis now on 87. Oh, actually, no! I do apologise. The gap, the points are now even. The scores are now even. Lewis is on 87, sorry, pardon me. Lewis is on 87. Marcel's on 87. The tiebreaker being, of course, wins. They both have 2 wins. Lewis has 3 second places to Marcel's 0, however, and thus Lewis leads on countback. Wow. They're even going into the final 5. Fruitful, provisionally on second, will be on 75, so they'll be 12 points behind the other 2. Vandenberg on 57 after today. But where is Steph? I don't even think he's in the lineup. Yeah, Stefano, after a 0 points in Bahrain and no points in Brazil, the only, not Brazil, Britain, the 2 races he competed in, he has scored a win in Canada and now ties, well, he's not tied Ashida, but he scored. So he's up into 15th now in the championship, so well done to him. But yeah, insane race. The 87 for Lewis, 87 for Marcel. What will happen in 2 weeks? You'll have to find out then. Until then, I've been Attacker Logan. A very good night to you all.